Hi, this is Anna Imagination. So I'm doing a day-long marathon thing, I think, of just doing this until it's all out. No, I am. I'm being raw, real, and like uncovering all the shit that I haven't been honest about because it hurt that fucking much. And while I was doing all of my teaching shit, I stopped doing all of my journaling shit because I'd have to dig out a lot of the stuff that I wasn't ready for. And now that I'm like, oh, I understand the situation. I'm on the outside now. I understand the entire point of view from the multifaceted point of view. Once I did all of that shit, I was able to take a massive step back from it all and go, okay, where's the truth? And I found the truth. And I went, all right. And I felt what I was becoming, and I felt what was going on, and I did the math, and I went, all right, I understand. And I felt myself getting more and more isolated. And that was fucking hard. It was really hard. That was the hardest part. It was so fucking hard. Why am I ugly crying on YouTube? It's not what I want in my life. And I was so fucking scared for a long time because I knew what I sounded like. I knew what I was saying. And I became obsessed with the logic. I went, if I can logically prove it, if I can logically prove it, if I could just logically prove it. That's all I was doing. I was just trying to logically prove it so they couldn't call me. I was abused by the mental health community so severely that I was terrified to even speak for fear that they would medicate me and imprison me. And that's the truth. I don't feel safe with therapists. I don't feel safe with therapists. They scare me. They scare me. And no one's allowed to say that. I'm terrified of my therapist. So I had to lie to every single one of them because they would lock me up and call me crazy. And they run the place. So you can't say anything. And it was my fear of the therapists that turned me insane. Because I was fear of speaking truth. Because you gave way too much power in the hands of people who know nothing about the subconscious mind. And it got to be too terrifying to be mentally ill. You hide that shit. Don't you remember what they told you back in the 40s? You hide that shit. You think it changed? I was so terrified of psychologists that I started to turn to logic, science, and math just to prove that I'm not fucking crazy! You're that ignorant! And then I found that in America. And I had an ER doctor in New York City lock me up, took my phone, and put a guard on me. When that dumb, stupid cow asked me for my mental health history, and I stupidly gave it to her. I was there because I was stuttering and shaking, and my entire right side of my body was numb. As soon as she heard my past diagnosis of suicidal ideation, she lied to me and said, we're going to have an MRI done. You just need to wait over there. After 2 hours of waiting, while I'm shaking, Well, I felt like I was going to pass out and I couldn't even stand without support. They had me in a wheelchair. They brought in a psychologist. Who had been told that I was suicidal, while I sat there shaking and stuttering with this entire numb feeling going down my right side. Five hours later, they finally let me go. That's when I decided to learn how to talk. And I suddenly understood why people were so illogical. It's because the linguistics in this country world is that bad. So I was too terrified to talk to anybody about what was happening to me. And I had the logic and Pythagorean psychology and all of my 7 new academic disciplines and all of Mother Nature and all of science crammed into my brain. So I decided to figure it out for myself. That's right. This is the part of the story where I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it myself. So I did. And then I realized, because I'm a logician, that, oh, look at that. There's a mathematical pattern. Oh, look at that. There's an order of operations. It's called count the dots. Connect the dots. There's an order. And then I went, oh, look at that. It's just physics. So I wrote to Nim with my stuff, and I told Nim what I had and what I could do. And those dumb fucks misunderstood it and then informed me that I need some PTSD training, which was not at all relative or related to the email. And it was the most illogical reply I ever saw anyone. And I went, wow, so that's Nim. Too illogical to even read a letter. Wow. That's who's in charge of your psychology field. Good luck with that one. And then I contacted who? No answer. So I started to get this massive, wow, you'd think people would want the cure to mental health with all the fucking science. Interesting. I have been laughed at. I have been mocked, slandered. I've lost my family. I've lost my friends. I've lost everybody in the world that I love except 2 of my children. I have lost my cat. You can laugh, it's okay. And I thought, why am I working so hard to get the people's attention when they just don't want to listen? So I quit. I quit. I built the healing garden. Oh, for my partner. It was to heal him. And I thought, well, if I can't get to him, it's a DIY program. And I thought, if I can't get to him, then I will give it to whomever wants it so they can eventually get it to him through facilities. I'm working with a script, a couple people, connections. And we're getting ready to put out we'll be releasing a movie so that as you watch the movie, your mental health is cured. And they don't want it. No one wants it. And my partner is trying to figure out what he wants in the world. So now I'm just kind of sitting here on YouTube. And I come on here to try and figure all this shit out. But I'm not telling you what I'm really thinking about because, well, that's just weird, right? So I keep coming on here and I'm not really talking about what I need to talk about because what I really need to talk about is my story. I've come upon so many people in the last 3 years. I have seen the worst and I have seen the best. I'm just walking around Manhattan, talking to people in California, interviewing so many fucking people. I would go to parties and just interview everybody there. And I was at a party with over 200 people every weekend. Let's just say I have a lot of information in my head. What do you think is wrong with the world? What do you want the world to be like? You all told me. All of you told me what you wanted and what you valued and what you wanted to see. And that's all I did, was accumulate the orders. And then I wrote the logical code for them. Here's the catch. You told me what you want. You've told me. And I ran the logical code for you. That's what the 12 ethics are. It was the 12 things you told me. That's right. They were the 12 things you told me. 1,000 people, more. New York City, 3 years. You all told me what you wanted. All of you. I condensed it into these 12 common denominators. Every wish you made are those 12 common denominators, the 12 ethics. It's literally the agreement where you're all going to get along. You want to get along with each other, 12 ethics. It's just the accumulation of all your wishes. Oh, happy birthday. Yeah, you people are amazing. I can't believe it either sometimes. When I start doing the math and I look at it and I'm going, whoa, I figured that out. I feel like I'm at a confessional. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is Judgment Day. Oh. Stand before God. That's so funny. Stand before logic. You know what? Maybe I am at my Judgment Day. Yeah, it feels like that's what it is. I just presented this is what it is. This is what it is. Perspective, people. Places, step into the abstract. This is what this really is. It's all right. This is God school. This is how it works. All right. You ready for it? I don't know. I'm so nervous. Do you think I'm going to pass? All right, I got this. And then I walk in and it's me standing before the teacher, God. And I'm sitting here going, okay, all right. Show me the logical code. Okay. And if you can scroll through the logical code, you win. If you can prove the logical code. What's my logical purity at? Please, professor, tell me what my logical purity is at. This is so hard. It's so hard. And I could just, and it was. Okay, so what happened this last week? I went into the cave, which is sage talk for, I'm going to go make a genius of myself, which is sage talk for, I'm going to go like rehearse my logical code, prepare it for the exam. So I did. I didn't build my logical code. It was like literally my final exam. That's what I do. That's what I just went through. I went through my final exam, people. Oh my God. The pressure. There was so much pressure. Oh my fuck God, I remember that. Whew. You can get caught in logical code. I don't know if you know that. That's when you go catatonic. That's when you get caught in your own logical code and you can't get out of it. And I could feel it. Whew. Oh, it's terrifying. Oh, fuck, goddamn. That was so scary. Douglas Adams almost had me, man. I'm like, dude, I'm sitting here arguing with Douglas Adams, going, dude, why 42? He's like, so the answer, it's not the answer to the life, the universe, and everything. You know that you have to ask the right question. That's what you said. And I know you have to ask. Okay, so what is going on with 42? Why 42? Why 42? Did you ever ask that question? Why did he choose 42? You think he actually sat there? How many roads must a man walk down before you can call 42? Really? How do you measure that? I know. I call them perspectives. He calls them roads. Does it make sense now? So at the 42nd ethical perspective, I went, oh my fucking God, Douglas was here. Of course, Douglas was here. 42. So Douglas signed his perspective. Do you all get what he did now? He signed his, which means I get to sign mine. Mine. Oh, you fucking asshole. Wow, I'm so excited. I am so fucking excited. So then I solved his riddle. And it wasn't, you got to ask the right question. And I'm like, I thought it was, well, what is the answer to life, the universe, everything? And then, so there's 3 riddles in this thing. It's a gorgeous mathematical equation. Can you find it? And basically, once you get the 3 questions, you can solve for all 3 questions and you'll get 3 different answers, except there's only 2. So what's the 3rd? Did you miss it? There's 3 questions, but there's only 2 answers. So when I realized that, I went, he never solved the 3rd question. So I solved it. And when I did that, I went, oh, it's the Da Vinci Code. Oh, I found the Da Vinci Code. Oh, that's clever, Douglas. So, there is this, and this is all on video. Like I have this. There's this one point where we're like, oh, it was so fucking crazy. Oh my God, it was so fucking crazy. It was like that moment in Doctor Who, in Silence. Wait, no, not Silence. Blink, when he's like, well, I can hear you. That one got away from you, didn't it? Yeah, a little bit. It's a timey-wimey thing. Goes ding when there's stuff. And I'm sitting here watching it going, oh my God, it's 42. No. And then I saw it flash. You got to ask the right question. Oh, I do have to ask the right question. So what's the right question? And then I calculated it and I realized, how am I going to market this? Yeah, that is the ultimate question to the life, the universe, and everything. That is what we call Douglas's sense of fucking humor, is that when you actually read it aloud, the riddle is, how are you going to market this? And I'm just like, you fucking asshole. That's the
So the ultimate question is, how are you going to market this? And then you've got to ask the right question. So I asked the right question. So basically you have 2 questions and 2 answers. That's in the book. And then when you solve, you get a riddle. And then you realize these 2 things get shifted because you have to match up the right question to the right answer. And you're left with another question. What's the question? What's the answer? That's in Douglas Adams. But in order to get the answer, you have to go through the game, which is the Da Vinci Code laid out and then like step-by-step to fix those things so you can actually walk through the Da Vinci Code. Good, fucking awesome. So it's Da Vinci Code, the game. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what it is. And it's exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. I need to do some Google work right now to see if he actually owns rights to that, because I'm going to be pissed if he does. And I'm like, come on, he did not create the Da Vinci Code. Did he? Da Vinci Code. Let's see if we can find it prior to his book being published. No, mystery novel. No. Yeah, I know it's based on a true story. I'm living it. Oh, come on. Where did he get the... Oh, wait. I know what I need to do. I need to write Da Vinci Code, etymology. Boop. No. No, people, it is not about feminism. It is about the return of the mother. Dan Brown did not speak in your perspective. He was on the other side of the mirror. I cannot see this. Origin, the best-selling authors. Interesting. Well, I will figure that out later. Maybe we can collaborate, which would be really cool. Where is my video? There it is. So when I was going through my journey, and then I switched modes, I came back and I was like, all right. And I realized I had to go back to journaling. That's where it brings me to today. I realized I had to go back to journaling. But I hadn't been raw and real and honest with you since the 8th perspective. I went through it and I was scared, so I hid it under certain playlists. And I allowed people to call it fiction and story, anything that they could to deny themselves. Because I was terrified that they would come back and call me crazy. Because I have been terrified of psychologists my whole life. And the thing is, those horror stories on television, they're real. I went back and I watched. They're real. The psychologists in the movies are real monsters. And television shows you the truth. And every one of us can sit here and look at some horror that they've done. And we just go, yep, that's what they do. They're still doing. They're still doing. The thing is, I have interviewed over 2,000 New Yorkers. And you know what I learned? How many of you told me in secret the exact same thing I experienced on my YouTube channel? Every one of you. was talking to me about the same symptoms that I was experiencing, that I was terrified of talking about. And then every one of you said the same thing, that you're too terrified of psychologists to talk to them. It's at a point where even the word psychology is laughable. You've got holistic shaman from 4,000 years ago doing a better job at your job than you. And then I talked to psychologists and they would tell me all the narcissistic games and bickering like children that went on in the office. And I knew so many psychologists, how catty they are, how narcissistic they are. And I'm going, you're psychologists and you can't even read basic symptoms and you're my doctor? Yeah, no, thank you. So when I found the logical code of the subconscious mind, I built myself the abstract interdimensional navigational system and I uploaded it to my brain, which is sciencey talk for I made up a lot of if-then clauses and crammed them into my brain. It's simple. Here's my favorite. If it's narcissism, then I'll do the opposite. That one is a real lifesaver. Do that one. And I'm like, all right, if that is narcissism, then I'm going to do the opposite. So I stopped doing journaling and then I went over to education. I fucking hate teaching. I fucking hate teaching. I really fucking hate teaching. You know, I think that's really my problem. I think that's it right there. That's it right there. I fucking hate teaching. Good God, it's so fucking dirty. It's vile. That's what drives me nuts. It is unethical to teach. It is unethical to get help. Because the moment you do that, you're not practicing your own logic. You failed the first lesson. This really is it. Either you are practicing the problem-solving skill or you are not. It's a dichotomy. And if you cannot practice the problem-solving skill, then you're not going to be allowed to participate joyously in the equilibrium. It's a law of science. I am literal. You can't be literal unless you're standing next to truth. Did you know? But what if you are trying to be literal and standing next to something that's not true? Is it still literal? So I walked away from the journaling when I reached that point of, well, being too afraid of psychologists to talk about what I had to say out loud. And then it proceeded to get worse. And I was literally seeing the mathematics while it was unfolding. And I was able to write it all down and catch all of it. And it was just people do not understand precisely what logic is. They just don't. And the concept that a person's obligated to nourish another, or why do you think God never helped anybody? Why do you think he never came down and just cleaned it all up? Why do you think that is? Why do you think God never played the superhero? Think about it. How much did we suffer and he never showed up? Why do you think that is? I know why. It's called tough love. But you wouldn't know that. Tough love is when you can't help. You shouldn't help. Because if I'm helping, you are not learning. So now we have a choice: help or learn. And the minute you help, you stop learning. Which is why every teacher violates the ethics. The lesson is to learn. So teachers, get the fuck out of their way. I'm not a teacher. I am not a teacher. Go learn your own goddamn lessons. That's another thing that Christ didn't get right. It's why philosophers will not use the word teacher. I fucking hate teaching. It's dirty to me. I never wanted to be a teacher. I never wanted to be a teacher. I love learning too much. And I didn't put myself in this role. I'm going to stop and think about accountability for a minute. Did I present myself as a teacher? Yes. I never said I was. I never said I was because I don't use the word. Yes, it's a classroom. It's a university. You have built a classroom and a university, Anna, and you hate teaching. I do love irony. Yes, yeah. I love irony. Yeah, you do. I do. I love irony. Oh, that's so ironic. That's like the best ironic joke in the world. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, it's the best. Oh, feel the irony. Irony tickles me. Irony tickles me. Laughter is the emotion of tickling. Laughter is the emotion of tickling. Never thought to connect those two things, did you? So no, I'm not a teacher. And I think that was really bearing on me because I'm sitting there going, I don't want to do this. I hate it. I fucking hate it so much. Oh, I hate teaching. I'm going to be a learner all my life. Oh, God. That's why they're called sages, is so they can avoid the responsibility. It's not even a responsibility. It's garbage. So I had Da Vinci's, like, his clue in my hand. Whatever you do, don't say this out loud. You'll die. Oh, I got that loud and clear, Da Vinci. Thank you. All right. It was so funny. Everyone's sitting there looking at oh, I love this part. So you're all sitting here watching The Last Supper, and I'm going, oh. Okay. That's me with The Last Supper. Everyone else is reading it going, what does it mean? What is it? And I'm going, message received. Oh yeah, it's in the Last Supper, people.
Oh my God, it was so fucking scary. Oh, I read that and I'm like, ah! Oh, yeah. P.S. Act normal. That's what's inside of this. This is it. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Yeah. So every one of the disciples represents each of the perspectives, which tells the entire story, but you gotta know the 12 ethics to do it. Really fucking amazing. And then it translates a warning and it's like, ah! 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 And it's like like all of it. It's the whole fucking story in one painting. It's the whole fucking story. So it's hieroglyphics. That's what the that's what it is. It's hieroglyphics. You have no idea the genius of Da Vinci. It's amazing. It's hieroglyphics. So, but I studied hieroglyphics, so I know that. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. And he knew it. Oh, he knew it. You fucking genius, you. There's only one person in the entire world who would be able to look. Oh, this is the genius of that man. There's only one person in the world who would be able to look at a painting and see mathematical pattern and, oh, you gorgeous genius, you, and see philosophy and linguistics. Oh, you beautiful man. Oh, gorgeous work. Bravo, Da Vinci. Oh, no, that's classy. No, that's classy. Oh, that's so gorgeous. So he used the Last Supper to embed a code that was, you have to know painting, mathematics, philosophy, and linguistics in order to translate it. Go. You do that, you can read the painting. Good God. Oh. You do that and you can read the painting. But no one's been able to do it. And I did it and I was like, okay. I was 15 when I cracked it. Oh God, I remember the trauma. I was terrified. Yeah. So my altars hid it from the others. And they left me clues. And the clues they left me, and trying to figure this one out for decades, led me on a learning tree adventure. Oh, you beautiful, beautiful altars, you. My altars. Posed as vision. To show me what was written inside. Ever seen Chuck? It's that. You, oh, wow. Genius. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And I really wish there was somebody on this planet who could understand what I'm saying, but that's okay. Wow, that is just breathtaking. So fucking breathtaking. It's, you'll literally have to become a master of painting, math, philosophy, and linguistics to translate it. And when you translate it, it's literally all of my work. And when I saw it, I learned it, I decoded it. And it was so traumatic back then that I forgot. There's a point, and I think this is true of everyone.
because I've seen 2 examples of this, where you start waking up and then you see something and you get your first glimpse of it, and then it immediately, re-traumatizes you. And the visions are the pathway to unlock it. Oh, there's the words. I can finally speak your language. God, that was hard. Your visions. I can finally say it to you guys. Oh, this is so much easier. Your visions are logical code starting to correct itself. That's all it is. And the more you study logic, the more it corrects the code and the faster it goes. So if you do the triadic healing, if you do the free courses online, if you watch my podcast, you can literally walk through the entire process. And I feel it. The work is done. I don't have to do anything. I've done it. Here I am thinking I had to, I left you day 1. Guys, you have day 1. I don't have to translate to day 1. It's me talking from day 1. Oh, this is so much easier. So I don't have to write anything else. I can just build my courses. So it's like, just go back to here and I'll just tell you where to go in my YouTube video. I can do that. That'll take me, that's so much easier than rewriting all of it. Oh, I was like, oh my God, do I really have to? I hate teaching. And then I made the wish because I do that. I wish I didn't have to do this. And then poof, I didn't have to do it. Oh yeah, there you go. That was easy. I need my button. That was easy. And then I had this other side of my head going, oh my God, what will people think of me? And then, oh my God, what? And it was just this long ass. So I had to do this war with myself over what I say to you guys. And I was getting to a point where I was saying less and less and less and less. And then I just became teacher, which made me miserable. And then I got to this point and I'm like, no. I was trying to riddle out all of my problems. I was trying to pull things apart. I was trying to just plug everything that I could in where I could. And then I got to this one point and I was doing everything except just being honest with you. And that's when I started to have this conversation with myself. Well, I'm not exactly a Jew man with a beard or a boy. They're not going to want this. And then I thought, oh, there's going to be a whole lot of people who hate me. And then I thought, can you prove? Oh, I can prove it. That's the proof is all on my fucking website and this YouTube channel. No, I can prove it. Please, please. So I'm going, all right, so it's not about the proof. No, it's not about the proof. So what are you afraid of? Being shot. I don't want to be shot. That's it. And then I thought, well, what do you need to do in order to come out and tell people the truth? Oh, I got to be able to prove it. Oh, there you go. So how are you going to prove it? Logic. Athena. So I'm sitting here going, interesting. Yeah, really fucking interesting, wasn't it? So then when I realized that it wasn't about proof, I would ask myself, okay, so what is the real reason? Well, I have to be so fucking powerful that I scare them. That's right. And I can prove it. So then I'm sitting here going, all right, Are you there yet? And I'm going, nope. Are you there? No, not yet. Now I am. So I realized this. And then I went through the logical code. So I'm on the edge of ESP because I manifested it. And I'm currently in the process of reverse engineering the math for ESP. I already got the math. I just got to get the physics. So what else do you guys want? The first story was Scheherazade. The question is, was Scheherazade the genie? Or was the king the genie? Can you figure it out?